Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy JC, and what we're going to do today is we're going to piggyback off of our how to create custom clothing in DayZ, and I'm going to show you guys how to create custom skins for your weapons in DayZ. So weapons are pretty much the same as clothing. It's just the config is done a little slightly different, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So we're going to start off with the same thing. We're going to make two folders. One's going to be at test gun. The second will be just regular test gun. The test gun is going to have your config and your PAA files into it. And your at test gun, which is the mod folder essentially, you're going to create an add-ons folder and you're going to create a key folder, which both will be blank for right this moment. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up this and you're going to get your config ready. So the only thing different is weapons, mainly, firearms, come underneath CFG weapons. So I've already called out all of the weapon classes. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's going to be the same as the clothing class right here. This is your mod's name. This does not support spaces or dashes or anything like that. I believe underscores work, but I don't ever do it. So I'm just gonna do like I said, it's just gonna be test gun. We don't need to do anything with our clothing. If you want, you can add clothing to this mod. I will show you how in this mod. But for instance, right now we're just gonna work on not a Tundra. We're going to work on the UMP45. So I've already called out the UMP45 up here. So all you have to do is change this. We're going to change this to test UMP45. The name, let's do UMP45. The description short. So, all right. This right here, class test UMP45. This is what's going to come in your types files. This is how you're going to find it in your tools, etc. This is the class of the gun that it's calling out, which I already have the class called out up here. So keep in mind you don't need a semicolon here like you do up here. All you need is just to call out the class. So test gun underscore test tundra PAA. So now this is where we're going to get to our PAA file. So here's our PNG. All right. And what I've done was I'm not going to go through and do it on GIMP. I've just grabbed a pattern, a golden pattern off of Google, and I essentially covered the entire PAA file, or I'm sorry, the PNG file of what a UMP looks like. If you need to get these files, it's just like last time. We're going to come here to File Explorer. You go to Games. We're going to go to our DayZ folder. We're going to go to our add-ons folder. We're going to come down to weapons, firearms. Where they at? Right here. We're going to be doing a UMP. So let's come down to the UMP45. We go to our data. Here's your PAA file right here. So what you would do is at the same time, you're going to come into your DayZ tools. Go to text view. Grab this file right here, and then there's your file. So you would just file, save as, save it to wherever you want, and then you would edit that folder or edit that file. I'm sorry. So I've already done that just to save time in the video. I've already edited it. Now, once you have your edited file, you're going to go to image to PAA, you drag it in, you go ahead and just hit process files. You'll get this right here, which is a PAA file of this gun. To show you guys that, I can grab this. I can grab my PAA. We'll drag it over. It's a golden gun. The reason why mine's going to look a little different is because I also have Makiro's tools installed. I said this last time. I personally don't like using Makiro's tools. The only reason why I have these tools open is so I can access bin files. That's it. All right, so once all this is done, We go to our config again. We make sure this needs to be changed. So we named this golden UMP, right? Yes. So golden underscore UMP dot PAA. That looks good. So now what we need to do is we need to copy these three over. So test gun underscore golden UMP. We go ahead and save it. Looks good, right? Everything looks good. Test gun, golden UMP. We can double check. This is our folder. Look, mind you, this is our folder name. This is the name of the gun or the name of the file. If your shit is showing up white, it is 100% based on this right here. If this is wrong, if I do like test gun 1 on just one of these, my gun's going to show up white. So we want to delete the 1, save it again. Now we're going to go to our add-on builder. Again, if you want to use Makiro's tools, by all means, go for it. I personally like using add-on builder. It works fine for me. So we're going to open up the folder test gun, and then this is the destination of our add-ons. So we want to open up test gun, add-ons, hit OK, and then we're going to pack it. So then once we've done this, if we open up our test gun folder in our add-ons, we now have a PBO. So now we want to test it to make sure it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my DayZ folder, and it's going to be right here. Let's delete this one because that one's wrong. Let's go ahead and come like this. What we're actually going to do is we're going to grab this whole folder and just copy this whole folder into here. So it's at test gun. Now, I have an offline server, not a local server. So I go to missions, offline. I'm going to come down to my batch file right here, which is what starts it. Let's go show more options. We're going to edit it. And then you want to make sure that it says your mod that you're trying to load. So mod test gun, everything looks good. We can close this. Let's go ahead and load the batch file. Just takes a second to load. Whenever it comes up. All right, so we're in the game. Let's go ahead and hit Y. Object. We named it golden, right? No, we named it test. So test underscore UMP, and there it is. We now have ourselves a golden UMP. Now, if you don't want like the whole thing to be golden, if you want just like basically the metal to be golden, well then you can go through. That's all done in your PA file. It takes much more time to do it that way. Essentially, if you want just the gunmetal part to be gold and not this, you just got to do that in edit or in the in GIMP or Photoshop or whatever. You just got to put the pattern over what part needs to be metal. I'll let you guys figure that out. But for me, it seems to have worked perfect. This is what I wanted. I wanted the gun just to be gold. As you'll see, it will take normal magazines. It'll take the suppressors. It does everything that we want it to do. And that's pretty much it. So we now know that it works. Everything's good. So then what we're going to do is we are going to come to close this down. Here's our mod. Our mod has a PBO in it. We're going to come back to DayZ Tools. We are now going to go to DS Utilities. At our source directory, it's going to be the @test gun, the add-on folder. Hit OK. It'll tell you that it's not signed. If you do not have a key, like I said in the last video, you press this N, you name it whatever you want to name it, and then you make a destination path. I would strongly recommend you make a folder somewhere on your desktop that It's specifically for your keys. As you can see, I have one right here. It says, "Do not delete this shit, Jason." You don't ever want to delete these keys, otherwise you have to start all over. I already have a key, so we're just gonna go ahead and hit process files. Bing bang bosh, it's done. We're gonna go open back up to test gun. We're gonna open up the key folder. We're gonna open up this folder, and I'm going to take my buy key and I'm going to copy it in. Oops, we can close that. Now, if we come to our add-ons, you'll see that it has a buy sign. At this point, we can open back DayZ Tools again. I don't know why I keep closing it. Oh, wrong folder. Let's go to DayZ Tools. We can go to Publisher. It's going to be a public mod. We can name it Test Gun for this instance. Your mod content is going to be, let's go to our desktop, at Test Gun. You don't want to open the folder and do just your add-ons. You want to select just this folder itself. It'll tell you if the mod structure seems to be valid. It's going to be a new workshop item. So this is what the name's going to be. I just made my first mod. Yay, that's the description. Change notes. This is like change notes is if you're like updating a mod. So if I was to update my server mod, I would put a change notes like added this or added that. You would hit agree and you would hit publish, and then people would be able to download your mod and they would have a golden gun. So that's pretty much it when it comes to weapons. Now what we can do is I can show you, if we go to our config here, we can do weapons and gear. But if you wanted to do another weapon, what you would do is you would just come like this. You would hit copy. You would paste, and then you would, that's it. You have a second selection now. So now say we wanted to do like the Winchester. So we would copy this, we would replace it with this, and we would do test _ Tundra, for instance. And then you would just have to create a new Tundra, and then bing bang bosh, you've got two weapons in the same thing. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you want clothing to be done as well as weapons in the same mod, it can be done. So what we're going to do is, let me go to my DayZ shit. We'll just go to something that has a, right here, we'll just do this, like this, copy, close that. We would come like right here, and then bam. Oh, I copied the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. It's not what we wanted to copy. Let's go to, where was that? DayZ shit. You would open up, where is it at? Bulldog test, config, this. Copy. This would go here. You don't need this because we already have the t-shirt color base called out. And then there you would go. And then if you wanted to do multiple stuff, you can just do multiple shirts, multiple whatever the case may be. But you guys have already seen this. If you've watched my clothing video, I'm going to link that video. Then you would know how this works. But that's how you would add multiple items to the same mod. But for this instance, we're not doing this. I'm actually going to get rid of all of this. You're just going to have the one gun and the config for that gun. And that's it. This will all be available in my Discord channel under the modders chat. It'll be a pinned message. It'll be very easy for you to get it. But that's essentially it. That's all you got to do. And you're ready to create a weapons mod. So hopefully this helped. If it did, I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up, a positive comment, anything. Really, you don't even have to do anything. But I do appreciate you guys watching. And I will catch you guys in the next video. If there's any questions, just leave in a comment and I'll try and help. All right. Love you. Bye.